People send beautiful Christmas notes to their loved ones, but none of us ever wonder if it could be frightening for someone. This is the story of a teenage boy who lives in the woods and has nightmares about Christmas notes. Let's read his narrative together. On Christmas Eve 2021, I had a night that will always stay in my memory. I was a 14-year-old boy living in a wood. Just like always, my parents and little brother went to see Christmas lights in the nearby town. I stayed home alone. It was a decision to spend Christmas by myself. I made it on purpose. I liked being quiet, and I planned to watch lots of movies while also eating some junk food. I locked the doors, turned on the TV, and sat on a couch comfortably. When I was watching the film, I heard a sound from a window. I paused the movie to listen properly. It seemed like somebody did it on purpose. At first I thought maybe one of my friends was playing a joke on me. But I live on a huge property of 100 acres that's mostly filled with trees. The town is far away, and it takes a long walk to get there, especially with all the heavy snow falling. Really, I didn't expect people to brave the harsh conditions. But I guessed it could be wise to look into things a little more, just in case and want to make sure. So I picked up my flashlight and went to check the window. I looked all around the yard trying to find any clues of someone being there, but couldn't find anything. I thought it was just the wind, so I went back to my couch. But soon after, a bigger thud came from the back door again. I quickly moved down the hall as my heart raced because I jumped and ran. Just before I got to the door, my eye caught a tiny bit of movement. There was a note under the door, so I looked through the window but didn't see anyone. Picking up the paper, I read the message written there. Happy Christmas. Who left this strange message and why at night? The odd happening made me think. I tried to call my parents, but the snow stopped signal. I couldn't get any connection. I made sure to check twice that all the windows and doors were secure. Each time I looked at a window, it felt like someone might be just on the other side watching me. I was sitting in the living room, trying to decide what to do. Then suddenly both the TV and lights stopped working. The power had been cut. I was getting scared. I don't know who was outside or what they need from me. I went to the main door holding a light. That's when I discovered it. There was another paper under the door. I was hesitant to pick it up, but I slowly made my way and grabbed it. This time it said, "I'll get you." I read that, and someone who was outside started to hit the door while laughing. All I could think during that time was, it's Christmas Eve, and my death is close. I put down the paper and hurried to my parents' room. I remember my dad had a spare key to his old car in the closet. I believed I could slip out of a window to the car, hoping to leave the house. At that time, it sounded like he was going to break the door open, and I heard him yelling, "I'm coming for you, kid." I got out of there and went into the car. I slowly opened the door and stepped inside, making sure not to shut it too hard. My heart sank when I saw a piece of paper on the steering wheel. It can't be. How could he find out I was about to get in the car? I didn't feel like opening it, but I had to. I couldn't just go without looking at it. I took the paper and read. I quickly got out of the car. The note said, "Look behind you." My heart was racing in my chest. I built up the guts to use my light in the window. I saw a dark shape in the back seat through the window. He was there. Somehow he knew I would try to go away with the car and was ready for me. I went back to the house and found the front door open. He probably opened it with all the noise before. I went inside and looked at the car from a window. It was about 9 p.m., and I knew my parents would be home soon. I didn't stop looking at that car before I spotted my parents coming up the driveway. I screamed and ran away like a mad person. Dad jumped out of the car asking what was wrong. All I could say was, "He's in the Camaro." My dad says, "Who is? Who is in my car?" I told him everything as well as possible, and then my dad went to talk to the man. There was no person. It was a jacket with the hood up on some wood from our woodpile. But there was another note. It read, "I'm watching." Dad thought I was pranking them until he saw that the door had been kicked open. He told us to stay in the car and call the cop while he looked around his house. My dad came out 10 minutes later and said the back door was open. There were fresh footprints in the snow leading to the woods behind our house. After 20 minutes, the police came and searched both the house and woods. The man was never found, but they discovered something that scares me even today. They found a big kitchen knife, my mobile phone, and another handwritten note on the dining table. The note read, "See you soon." That's not even the worst part. When I checked my phone, I found the camera had been used. It had photos of me watching through the window when I thought he was in the car, but he was just a little ways behind me the whole time. There were also photos of my dad when he inspected the car. That meant he was still in the house watching us just a little while before my father made sure he was there. I don't know why he did it, if he thought it was kind of a joke or something. But this guy was crazy. 2 years later, we're still in the same house, and nothing has happened or anyone caused problems until today. It's Christmas in 2023, and I found one of his messages. It said, "I'm back. Merry Christmas." What do you think about the person who writes letters to that boy? Is he a person or something different? I hope the boy is okay now and not getting scary letters anymore.